Hi guys, and welcome to class. My name is Mariel, and for today I'm going to be collaborating with my dear friend Carla on a special yoga and breathwork combo class for you guys for Mental Health Awareness Week. The theme for Mental Health Awareness Week is anxiety, and I know that anxiety is something that so many of us struggle with. And if we can learn in times where we're starting to feel those signs of anxiety to take a step back and incorporate tools that challenge some of our old habits that just aren't working for us anymore, we can really start to lessen the impact that anxiety has in our lives. So more than anything, anxiety lives in the future. So for those of you that find that you overthink a lot, that you catastrophize, that you're always thinking of worst case scenarios, that you kind of get into that downward spiral of thought, we have to remember that we are not our thoughts. And if we can give ourselves space to dilute all of that talk that's happening in our heads, we can start to connect with what's really happening underneath the surface. And that is where we can start to face a lot of our fears and realize that, maybe we're overthinking things. Maybe we are too much in our head and not enough in our bodies. So if you will come and join me on your mats, we're going to start our practice in tabletop. The breath work is going to take us through a long section where you can start to draw the awareness within. For now, I want you to come into tabletop and draw the awareness towards the body. So finding those 4 points, hands on the mat, knees on the mat, and just take a moment, spreading the fingers nice and wide, connecting with the earth below you, kind of finding that grounding energy. Navel draws in towards the spine. We've got a long spine, so the crown of the head is reaching forward. And moving through some cat-cows as we connect with our breath. So on the inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone. Open the heart as you lift the gaze, take a big breath in, and then exhale, tuck the tailbone, chin towards the chest, push the ground away. Inhale. And we exhale. Moving like this a couple more rounds, inhaling. And exhaling. Every opportunity that we have to lengthen out that breath really helps to trigger our parasympathetic nervous system, especially elongating the exhale. Now adding a bit more movement, we're going to inhale, drop the belly, squeeze the hands and the knees towards one another, lengthening out through that abdominal wall. Exhale, find your cat pose. So we're rounding out through the spine, but I want you to start to hover the knees off of the ground and push your hips towards your heels. As you inhale, start to straighten out the legs, find down dog, but with the heels lifted. And then slowly release the heels to the ground, we exhale. Inhale, come forward into a plank position. Exhale, release your knees to the ground. Inhale through cow pose, lift the gaze. Exhale through cat, hover the knees, push the hips back. Inhale, straighten the legs, keep the heels lifting high, and exhale, release the heels down. Inhale, come forward into a plank. Exhale, lower the knees to the floor. Inhale, open the heart space. Exhale, round it out, start to hover the knees, pushing the hips back. Inhale, straighten out through the legs. And exhale, release the heels down to the floor. Let's take an inhale, reaching the right leg high to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Draw that right heel towards your left glute.
Taking a breath where you are, squaring off through the shoulders. And then slowly start to bring that right knee towards your right elbow and step your foot to the outside of your hand. We're going to reach that right arm up to the sky, taking a simple twist. Bring the hand behind your head. We inhale here. As you exhale, bring your right elbow down towards the ground. And inhale, lift it up. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. Last time we exhale it down. Inhale, reach the arm high to the sky. And then slowly release that right hand down. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand and find a nice yogic squat. In our yogic squat, we're pressing our elbows into the knees into the elbows. You can bring your hands into prayer for a moment. Lengthen out through the spine. And then bring your right hand to the ground. So the elbows on the inside of the knee, but the hands reaching to the right corner of the mat. You're going to bring your left hand over the right. And then inhale, reach that arm up and back and sweep it around. Reach the arm up and back. And exhale it forward. Last time, big inhale as you circle it behind you. And then exhale as you bring it back. Interlace the fingers, palms up towards the sky. Press firmly into the feet. Draw the shoulders back. And as you inhale, lift yourself up. Come all the way up to standing. Heel toe the feet hip distance apart. Draw the arms behind you. Interlace the fingers here. Open up through the chest and exhale. Gentle bend of the knees as you forward fold to the ground, releasing the head and the neck. Shifting the weight into the balls of the feet. Taking one more breath here. On the exhale, we release the hands down to the ground. Straighten out through the legs. Bend your right knee. Right fingertips to the floor. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Now this is a nice, it's almost, I don't want to use the wrong language, but it's like spinal flossing, if you can even call it that. It's one of my favorite moves. So with that right knee bent, left arm up to the sky, we're going to inhale, lift ourselves up and change sides. Right arm up, left hand down, left knee bends, right leg straightens. Inhale up, change sides, exhale down. Inhale up, change sides, exhale down. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time. Inhaling, exhaling. And release both hands to the ground. Start to separate the feet once again, finding your yogic squat. Elbows on the inside of the knees, long spine. Palms pressing into one another. And then bring your left hand to the left corner of your mat. Right hand on top of the left. We inhale as we circle that arm behind us. And then we exhale as we bring it back. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Hands onto the mat. Right foot steps back, so we're in a lizard lunge on the other side. Left arm reaches up to the sky. We bring our hand behind our head. Open the chest, big breath in as you exhale, elbow to the ground. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arm all the way up. Exhale, release it down, left leg to the sky. We find our three-leg down dog, bend the knee. Draw that left heel towards your right glute, squaring off through the shoulders, pressing into the hands. And slowly release that left foot down to the ground. We're going to bring our knees to the floor, untuck the toes, hips to the heels, take a child's pose. Now you're probably going to want to look up. for this next exercise. It's an earth yoga exercise, and it's, again, one of my favorite sort of spinal movements. We're going to repeat it again in standing, but for this exercise, bring your hands by your sides, forehead to the ground. As you inhale, you're going to lift yourself up onto your shins and pull your hands in towards your hips. So this is sort of like a cat-cow variation. So as you come up, you're doing your cow, anterior pelvic tilt, and then you're going to circle the arms and tuck the tailbone, round out through the spine as you come back into your child's pose. So we inhale onto the shins, pull the hands in, and exhale, round it out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Reach the arms forward once again. Shift the weight forward, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. We come high up onto the balls of the feet, gaze between our hands, tiptoe the feet all the way forward. Finding a nice ragdoll at the top of the mat. Head and neck relax. You can grab onto opposite elbows. You can take the hands behind your back, behind your head, behind your knees, whatever feels right. You can sway, bending one knee, the other. Again, shifting the weight into the balls of the feet. Stretching out through the backs of the legs. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale, release your fingertips to the ground. Gentle bend of both knees, chin to chest. We're going to roll ourselves all the way up to standing. Head and neck are the last things that come up. As they do, we take the shoulders up, back, and down. Option to keep the feet hip distance, or we can heel toe the feet to touch. Actually, before we heel toe the feet to touch, let's do that same variation but standing, and we'll try to repeat it a couple of times. So feet firmly grounded, toes spread nice and wide. You're going to inhale, gentle bend of the knees, bring the hands in towards the hips as you take an anterior pelvic tilt, and then exhale, round it out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale to standing. Now, if you'd like to heel toe the feet to touch, you can bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Always taking a moment to find intention, asking yourself why you've shown up on your mat, why you're doing yoga, what is it that you would like more of from yourself, from your life, from your body. Bringing that meaning into our practice. If the eyes are closed, we gently blink them open. Hands are going to come down by your sides. And on your inhale, I want you to reach your right arm up towards the sky. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, circle that right arm to the left-hand side and down to the ground. As you inhale, both arms are going to come up, chair pose, bend the knees, shift the weight into the heels. We draw the navel in, tailbones pulling down, arms are reaching up. And then shift your weight into your right foot as you bring your left knee in towards your chest. Straighten out through that left leg. And gently start to sweep that left leg back. Arms reach forward, find your warrior three. The arms can float back if you struggle with lower back pain. Bending into that right knee, step your left foot behind you, wobble, wobble, arms float up, high lunge. Hips are squared. Same dynamic, tailbones pulling down, rib cage drawing in, lengthening through the fingertips. Now, as we take an inhale here, on the exhale, I want you to reach the arms back, hover the body forward. See how low you can go, keeping those hips nice and squared, and then inhale, lift yourself back up through high lunge. Exhale, straighten the right leg, turn towards the left, bend your left knee, Skandasana. We lower ourselves all the way down.
Use your hands if you need to, because we are going to come all the way down. So you can bring your fingertips, lower the hips. If that's inaccessible, just stay in your Skandasana. Right hand behind you, we come onto the outer edge of our right foot, sweep that left arm, and give yourself a little rock star here. Slowly lowering yourself back down. Shift the weight forward, coming back into Skandasana. Use your hands if you need to. Walk to the top of the mat. Right arm reaches up to the sky, simple twist. Turn your feet to the right, so you come onto the outer edge of your left foot. Lower the hip, lower the arm as you exhale. Now, inhale, keep the legs as they are, but lift the hips up. Reach that right arm up to the sky. Bring your right foot over the left. If that is inaccessible, just wobble your foot kind of to the middle of the mat and reach that right arm across your ear. Take a breath here. Right hand comes down. If your foot was forward, that right foot steps back. We lower ourselves all the way down onto our belly. Bend your left knee. Release your toes. Bring that left foot behind you and lift yourself up through Wild Thing. Lovely stretch, lovely big breath. And then slowly bring yourself back, left hand, left foot down. We come back onto the ground. Inhale, open the chest, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths in your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, coming high up onto the balls of the feet, bending the knees, look forward, step, hop, or float between your hands. Inhale as you lengthen, and exhale, we fold. Pressing into the feet to lift yourself up, arms reach high to the sky. We inhale, hands to prayer, arms by our sides. We exhale. So moving through that earth yoga little sequence again. So we're going to inhale, hands pull in, anterior pelvic tilt. Exhale, round it out. Arms reach over. We inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And reach that left arm up to the sky as you inhale. And exhale, circle it to the right and down to the ground. Bend both knees, both arms up to the sky. Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale. Shift the weight into the left foot, right knee into chest. Straighten out through that right leg. And then slowly reach that right leg back as you find your warrior three. Square off through the hips. Again, if you struggle with lower back pain, it is helpful to have the arms reaching back. Try to get a straight line from the crown of the head to that right heel. Bending through that left knee, we step the right foot back, arms float up. High lunge. Really struggling with balance today. Square off through the hips. Gaze, your drishti is nice and fixed. We're going to take an inhale in our high lunge. As we exhale, the arms reach back, the upper body hovers forward. How low can you go, keeping the hips nice and squared? Inhale to come back up. Straighten out through that left leg, turn towards the right hand side, bend your right knee, come all the way down through Skandasana, flexing through that left foot. Left hand reaches behind you as your hips come onto the ground. Come onto the outer edge of that left foot and lift yourself up into your rock star. Nice heart opener here. Slowly lower the hips, coming back. Lift yourself up, use your hands if you need to. Through Skandasana, we walk to the top of the mat. Right hand plants, left arm up to the sky. Turn your feet to the left, lower your hip, lower your arm. Inhale, keep the feet as they are. Lift yourself back up. Option to stay here, maybe wiggle the foot back a little bit, otherwise side plank.
Strong through those obliques. Right shoulder stacks over right wrist. Take an inhale. As you exhale, left hand down. If you need to step the left foot back, we're going to lower ourselves all the way down onto our belly. Untuck the toes, bend the right knee. Right foot comes behind you. Prepare yourself for wild thing and then lift the hips. We inhale. Exhale, right hand down, right foot down. Lower yourself all the way back. Maybe through a vinyasa. Up dog, press back, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Noticing any sensations in the body, any emotions bubbling underneath the surface. No judgment, no need to force any kind of change, just being aware, paying attention, and working with your breath to slow everything down. Coming high up onto the balls of the feet. We bend the knees, look forward, step, hop, or float between our hands. Inhale as you find length, and exhale, we release. Root to rise, big inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and then by your side, Tadasana. So moving through that one more time, a little bit faster now that we know where we're going. We'll start with those earth yoga movements. So as you inhale, pull the hands into the hips, anterior pelvic tilt. Exhale, round it out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Feet can heel toe back together. Arms float up to the sky. We inhale. Oh, sorry, actually, right arm reaches up to the sky. We inhale, circle it to the left and down. Inhale, Utkatasana, both arms up. Exhale, shift the weight into the right foot, left knee to chest. Straighten out through that left leg. And then slowly bring that left leg back, finding your warrior three. Bending into the right knee, we step the left leg back. Arms float up as we inhale. Exhale, hover the chest. Arms reach back. Inhale, coming back through high lunge. Turn to the left. We exhale, lower Skandasana. Inhale, find your rock star, right arm behind you. Lift the hips. Exhale, we lower back down. Shifting the weight into Skandasana. Inhaling into our simple twist. And then exhale as we lower the arm, lower the hip. Inhale, lift the hips, side plank. Exhale, lower onto your belly. Bend the left knee. Bring the left foot behind you and inhale through Wild Thing. Exhale, optional vinyasa. Come onto your belly through Cobra. We're all going to meet back, downward facing dog. Just take one big breath in here, inhaling through the nose. Open the mouth and release it. Inhale high up onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, look forward, step, hop, or float between your hands. Inhale for length. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands through heart center, arms by your sides. Inhale, gentle bend of the knees, anterior pelvic tilt. Exhale, round it out. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, circle it around. Bend the knees, arms up, inhale. Shift the weight into your left foot, right knee to chest. Kick that leg out. And exhale, shift the weight back, warrior three. Inhale as you find your high lunge.
Exhale as you hover the chest, the arms reach back. Inhale back through high lunge. Exhale, Skandasana. Left arm behind you, inhale, we lift. Exhale yourself back. Use your hands to lift you up. If you need the support, we come to the top of the mat. Inhale, simple twist. Right hand down, left arm up. Turn your feet to the side. We exhale, lower the hand, lower the hip. Keep the feet as they are. We inhale, lift the hips. Side plank. You can reach that left arm across your ear and then bring your hand down. We lower ourselves onto our belly, untuck the toes, right knee bends. Right foot behind you, and we inhale, wild thing. Exhale through a vinyasa, or lowering back onto your belly. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the floor. Untuck your toes, hips to the heels. Third eye to the ground. Just allow that energy to settle. Notice that through our dynamic practice, things might bubble up to the surface. And then when we allow ourselves to slow down, we become better equipped to face them, to address them. Always working with your breath. Knowing just how powerful that breath is for our mental health. Taking one more breath where you are. Slowly starting to walk the hands towards the knees. And coming to sit up on your shins. I would say tuck your toes for this one. So just opening up through the heart space once again. We're going to lift the hips. Bring the right hand towards your right heel. Left arm's going to reach across you as you push your hips forward. Take a big breath here and then circling that left arm as you lower the hips. Bring that left hand to the left side. Lift the hips. Right arm reaches across the ear. We'll do that again. Lower the hips, circle the arm. Left arm reaches. And then exhale, circle back. Left hand to left heel, right arm across. Coming back through center. You can bring both hands to your heels or your hands to your lower back. We're going to take an inhale through Ustrasana, our camel pose. Drawing the shoulders back, pushing the heart forward. Taking one more big breath here. If you need to lower the hips, you can. Otherwise, we lift ourselves up. So, standing on our shins, arms are going to reach out in front of you. Create fists with your hands. Bring your hips to the right-hand side and your arms to the left. If I'm not mirroring you guys, so if you're following me, just remember hands opposite direction to hips. And we lower the hips to the floor, give ourselves a little stretch. And then come back up through center. You might want to see how this one feels, toes tucked or untucked, yogi's choice. We change sides, go the other way. Come back through center. One more round, hands to the left, hips to the right. And back. Change sides. And back through center. Bring your hands back onto the floor, coming back into tabletop where we started. Finding those 4 points, spreading the fingers nice and wide. Just connecting with the earth below you. Navel draws in towards the spine. And we'll take some cat-cows once again. So dropping the belly, tilting the pelvis, lifting the gaze, we inhale. Exhale, push it all out. Inhale. And exhale. Once again, doing a few more rounds on your own. Always remembering that so much of the nourishment and stimulation
of our brain comes from our spine. So if you find that you're always trying to think yourself out of your problems and that's not working, really try to come back to the body. Move with your body, work with your body. Find that deep connection between our mind and our body. Taking one more breath here. And then slowly pushing back into a downward facing dog. We're going to come high up onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, gaze between our hands, and just step, hop, or float through to lie down on your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest, little rocks from side to side. And actually, just to give yourself a little bit of core activation, but still working the spine here, bring your arms out towards the side. Knees over hips, shins parallel to the ground, and just start to take your legs slowly towards the left, trying to keep the hips grounded, and then come back through center, over towards the right. Exhale, come back through center, left, center, right, center one last time, left, center, right, center. Hug the knees in. Give yourself a big, big squeeze. Let's take an inhale, lift the head, nose towards the knees. Hold here, and just give yourself a squeeze, 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 squeeze. Tensing, tensing. 3, 2, 1. Release everything down onto the ground. Legs are apart, feet fall out, arms away from the body, palms up towards the sky. And I'll pass you on to my dear friend, Carla, as you lie here.
Welcome, dear heart, to this breathwork session to relieve anxiety. We will start with the sacred sound of ah on the exhale, elongating the exhales. Here we go. Fully inhale. Hold. And exhale. Just let the air out straight into our breath hold. Breath flows in, nourishing. Suspend the breath here. Embrace this infinity without reservation. You are its vessel. Next, we will use the Valsalva maneuver. With this technique, we create more pressure in the chest cavity. Basically, you're going to bear down as if you're pooping. You're going to take a normal deep breath in, and on the exhale, imagine that your nose and your mouth is blocked, but you're still contracting the muscles of your abdomen and your diaphragm, trying to push the air out. When we do this, the vagus nerve comes in contact with our pelvic floor, which activates the parasympathetic nervous system. We will use this breath in a triangular way. Here we go. Inhale. Pause and put pressure on your chest cavity. Exhale. Inhale. Pause and push into your chest cavity. Exhale. Inhale. Pause and pressure builds in your chest. Exhale. Inhale. Pause and pressure. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze the chest. Exhale. Inhale. Pause and squeeze the stomach to create that pressure. Exhale. Inhale. Pause and squeeze. Exhale. Inhale. Pause and pull that pressure. Release. Drinking in a full deep breath. Hold. Squeeze. Allow that pressure to build more and more and more in your chest. Keep holding. Filled with a song of breath. Keep all this high energy and just let the air out. Relax the belly. Soften the shoulders. Soften the eyes. Feel how the breath is offering itself to infinite. Inhale deeply. Coming back to a normal deep breath. Prioritize the breath above everything else. Abandon the mind. Abandon thoughts. You might hear thoughts. No need to pick them up. We're going to slow down the exhales. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Is it possible to feel all the tension and anxiety leave with the exhale? No need to be ashamed of your sensitivity, for it has brought you so many riches. To see what others cannot see, feel what others are ashamed to feel. My dear heart, you are more open and less numb. You have not closed your heart in spite of everything. Invite a deep breath in. Squeeze your eyelids as close together as you can. And exhale, soften the eyes, release, relax. Hold. You are able to hold the most intense highs and the darkest lows in your loving embrace. Inhale and hum it out. Celebrate your sensitivity. into a pseudo-victimhood. Anytime we have expectations, we become a victim to a version of reality other than the one that is happening right now. A victim to creating a self mechanism that thinks it can dictate the spontaneous unfoldment of reality. Expectations and possibilities can only ever live in thought, which means that it is not possible for you to lack anything in this moment. Allow the thought just to point you towards noticing what you really care about and being at peace that it might be out of your control. Deep breath in here. Hold for a moment and squeeze your eyelids as much as possible. Exhale as if you're breathing out a small and thin golden thread. Keep going. Celebrate your sensitivity. Inviting your undivided, focused attention towards the present moment instead of the future. As we take slow, deep, equal breaths to increase our vagal tone, to let go of any survival stress in the body, and to completely surrender. Inhale. Exhale. Dropping the resistance to what is happening now. Difficulty or discomfort is welcome, because as we avoid that, it leads us away from this present moment. Be curious and investigate thoroughly to diligently. Come back to what is real. Notice how this moment and anxiety is not a fixed entity, but it is made of momentary assortment of sensations, energy patterns, and mental events. Invite attention to a point in the body where you surrender the mind through the breath. No amount of darkness can penetrate light. To end off the practice, we will breathe into our Devadatta Vayu. This is invoking a yawn. Inhaling through the mouth while creating a wide yawn, including the sound. And while inhaling for this yawn, you open up the duct between your ears and your throat. Allow this yawn to happen spontaneously. Notice how the eyes soften. Pause at the top of the inhale. Then repeat this 2 more times, and you might notice that the yawn grows deeper and more profound. Allow that to be so. Feeling the relaxing sensations that follows as we awaken the vagus nerve even deeper and send transformative healing and rest to every cell of the body. Namaste, dear heart.